Welcome back, and we are joined here in the studio by Dr. Magda Bagnied, Professor of Media Communication. Thank you so much for being with us.
Most welcome. I like the smile on your face before you start. This is something good.
Yes, it's very good.
Yeah.
Always pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you so much. And of course, today a beautiful celebration the President attended with the First Lady in honor of the role of Egyptian women, and also for Mother's Day, a number of decisions the President directed with. Let me here discuss with you, Dr. Bagnied, first let me take your reading about the President's keenness every day to attend such celebration, to celebrate the Egyptian woman and her role.
He did an important role in inspiring and giving them the high motto of being there. Egyptian women today is something which is not something to be forgotten about. We have history. We go back in history. I remember several years ago I did have a program about Egyptian women today on Maspiro. And I was talking about women. Every time I meet a woman, I said, this is the best, and every time I have better and better and better in different fields. Now, if you're talking about, say, 10 years ago from today, now we have much, much more achievements.
I wouldn't.
And fields, huh?
I wouldn't even want to remember those days, 10 years.
No, I'm talking about we did have women in law, women in science, in medicine, and everything. But that was yesterday. But today you have in every field, in almost in every field. Women today, Egyptian women, taking roles as ministers and other positions, top-level position, maybe as equal as some of the foreign countries in the developed countries like the US, Canada, and Europe. We do have that. I mean, ministers with high power and in business and in different fields. You should be proud.
Of course we are.
Yes.
But this, the leadership keenness to attend every year.
Yes.
And to celebrate women and
Yes.
to speak about her role.
Encouraging women. What's wrong with that? This is beautiful.
Exactly.
Of course, you know, you give them motivation to do their work, appreciation for their work, and then recognition. So you're giving them everything to tell them, here, okay, here is the field, just go ahead and do your work. So they did their best. And most of them, and many of them, they are on the, model among the world. Many
Yes.
of them have taken that role. Just simply reading the picture, so President Sisi is happy with the Egyptian woman today. Especially now is a special night. Tomorrow is the 21st Mother's Day in Egypt and maybe in the Middle East, I'm not sure. So we have to be proud of that.
Of course we are. Of
Yes.
course we are. So the President today announced a set of decisions to support Egyptian women, and during today's ceremony he honored a number of women and the ideal mother for 2023. Let's see the decisions together and discuss them. So the President directed the government to expand training programs in the fields of technology, digitization, with the aim of increasing opportunities for women representation and participation in job opportunities.
Right. When you say something like that, if somebody does not know the details or have listened to the speech, you're talking about some important thing as equal as men in the position. And sometimes some women excel. So we are equal in this. So nobody can say that Egypt is lagging behind in technology or in the education of women, or the power of women, or the work of women, which is something that you have to be proud. Again, I use the same word because this is the something that you can see. I mean, if he wants to send somebody like an ambassador to Egypt, not necessarily as an ambassador, as a title between brackets, but they represent Egypt in the best possible way. When she goes and talks to other countries, she represents Egypt and whatever takes place in Egypt, which is something honorable to us all, definitely.
Indeed.
So he is giving time to give them encouragement, and at the same time makes sure people like us, like women, we appreciate, when you know that you're doing well, you're on the right track, you will excel in your work. You're giving encouragement. This is all that they need.
Indeed. On the economic side, The President directed the government to support the legislative and institutional environment for small and micro. Projects related particularly to women to facilitate the procedures of banking and encouraging women's projects.
Doesn't that tell you a message? Women are even clever in banking and money things and taking care of minute details. You're talking about the micro and small and medium, field and jobs and things like that. Of course, he's giving her the trust. Okay, go ahead. Green light is there. Work on it.
Here, what we're speaking about are the small and micro projects in terms of their. This is how we describe them. Yes, indeed. So these were legislators in order to facilitate those projects for women, indeed, and that's on the economic side.
So she does not have to go in big business. This is the idea. Anyone can work in micro and small business.
Indeed.
So you will give her a chance to support herself.
Indeed.
And that's the key word.
As a household.
Exactly.
She can even start a very small projects.
Now, if she gets divorced for some reason or the other, she can support herself. That's the idea.
Even if she doesn't, right?
I'm talking about the worst that could happen. She can support, and even, you know what, even sometimes I heard some of the sheikhs here in Egypt talking about that. They said even if she gets a divorce, she should have a career in her hands so she can support herself. So she will not go and she said, I don't have money, and she started to make, no. We have women should be protected by law and encouraged by the president and the country itself. That's the idea. You are being backed. This is the idea.
On the social one, the president here directed the government to follow up the index of equal pay.
I love that. I love that.
Between women and
which
men.
is not present in the Western world and some of the countries of the world. Equal payment. It doesn't happen. And even women could complain. You talk about it, they say, we have the same problem. But now if you have equal pay, khalas, Egypt, now we are ahead of these people. Alhamdulillah.
If we speak about training and that, so as to prepare women for their future, the president also directed to increase the number of training programs for women to qualify them to assume senior positions in the country.
Yes.
That has been the case in Egypt. We've always seen women, particularly in the few past years, achieving very high-ranking positions. How do you view that? How do you feel?
Beautiful, of course. This is beautiful. What are you talking about? You see, women are excelling, and in one point they were doing nothing. They were, I mean, they did have obstacles in life, but now, the sky is the limit. How about that? I mean, nobody can complain, of course.
Definitely.
Salutation for supporting women, Egyptian women today. They are doing something.
Indeed.
And here the field is open to everybody. The sky is the limit. So even people in the European countries and in the US and so on, they can come and work with us here in Egypt. How about that?
Two humanitarian aspects took place today.
Yes.
First was the decision to release all the indebted women and men in reform and rehabilitation centers.
Yes.
And honoring women or the role model for mothers for 2023.
Okay, you go back to history, to the pharaonic age. They did something like that, but we are trying to revive our history in modern time, which is something which make you very happy. Honoring women and mother role, the role of the mother. So side by side, she can work as a successful woman in various fields, whatever, and at the same time she could be raising children the right way in her home. So she can have both of them. She can have two tasks, not only one. So what more do you need?
Nothing. It's just a very humanitarian gesture that comes before the holy month of Ramadan also. And
remember, we were talking about the soft power. And when we talk about soft power, we're talking about humanities and people who are doing something like that. And if you see the women doing all that for Egypt, many things, you have to be proud about it. What I love about it is that the government is supporting, or the regime is supporting, this side.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we now move to our second segment.
So this is segment number 1.
Yes. Now moving to our second segment, and President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said the media coverage of the state's national mega projects will reassure people that Egypt is developing in steady steps. He stressed that the Egyptian people have the right to see these achievements and told officials of universities
See for
and
yourself. There is a program called See for Yourself. It was called something like that. Look for yourself, you know. Go and follow media and see what is being done.
yes.
In progress.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We'll come back. We'll come back. The president also told officials of universities and schools to organize field trips to mega projects for students to so they can realize the achievements and get inspired. Before we delve into our discussion, let's have this report and we'll come back for more discussion.